Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. As you can see, this time I'm looking back at the Sega Saturn again. I got an Action Replay cartridge for this for Christmas, so I've just been testing some 4 meg games, games that make use of the additional 4 meg there, and they seem to work fine. But you get a slowdown. The game I've just tested with this in particular is X-Men versus Street Fighter, and the samples and things just sound a little bit, what's the word, bitty. You can hear them sort of crackling away just a little bit because I think they're running too slow. It's designed to run on a 60Hz system, and it's a Japanese game, so that makes sense. So I'm going to whip the lid off this and just do the quick, well, if I can find it, jumper mod. Put a switch on the back somewhere so I can switch between 50 and 60Hz, I think. At some point I'll probably revisit this and actually put a different ROM chip on there, perhaps a dual or a treble version. I don't know. I'm assuming they've got completely different BIOS, a separate region BIOS for each model. It may well be you can just configure that with jumpers as well. I'm not sure, but we'll cover that in a separate video anyway. But I'll just whip the lid off and we'll have a look at the board. You can see how it behaves here at 50Hz when you load this game. You see it sort of starts a demo and then skips. Starts a demo and skips. That's what you get in 50Hz. As you start the game, hopefully be able to hear this. Sound breaks up. It broke up there actually, it's quite crackly. Hear it there. It's just a wee bit distorted, and it's because it's trying to play back the sample. Designed for 60Hz at 50Hz, so it's like prolonging it, so you can hear the granularity there. As at various points, it's probably still streaming the PCM or something. A bit there. Yeah, very grainy. Hope that's coming across. Not too bad there. Grainy there then. It's okay. And grainy again. So, got out the 5 screws from underneath. We'll just engage the power there just to make sure we've completely drained the caps of any remaining power that's in there. Just move this out of the way. Be careful not to put your fingers under the mains part of the power supply as you get it out. Disconnect the power supply there. Right, well, this has been a nightmare. Seriously, trying to find anything online at all about a VA0 with regards to the jumpers. It's just not happening. What you can see here, this you've got the 2 jumpers, JP1, JP2. I found the schematics. Well, I've got the service manual for this, and that's what I was looking at. And it mentioned a bunch of jumpers there. And it looked like JP1 and JP2 can switch between 50, 60 Hertz. I'm not entirely sure that it relates to this revision because I can't find any of the other jumpers on this board. There are a few around. They're bloody hard to find though. They're not all in one place. But I've just tested continuity, and I think we've got. I think this side here goes to +5. Well, sorry, that side goes to +5, and on the other jumper it's set to ground. And you can see there's a little resistor or a jumper, probably a jumper link or something, 0 ohms or 1 ohm or something across there at the moment. And these two are short together, which I'll show you if you measure. I'll measure across these. Sorry, you probably can't see that because my finger. Yeah, that sides of the pads there joined together, so that makes sense. It's toggling between +5 and ground. So I think I just need to put a switch between the 3 contacts here, a wire from that pad, and then a wire from each of the other pads, and we should have a 50-60 Hertz switch, I think. So just to be on the safe side here, I've just measured continuity between the 2 pads, and I think it's the 2nd or 3rd, I forget which. I think it's the 2nd pin here, just next to 80. So you got 80. Sorry, you got 80. It must be 79. It's either 79 or 78. I forget which. But yeah, there's a short. I think it's 79. There's a short between the 2 common pads of those jumpers and the 2nd pin here on this chip, 315-5690. So on a VA0, that's what you want to do. They show some of the guides show lifting that 2nd pin up there and connecting a wire to that. That's just so risky. Even with my abilities here, I don't want, there's a chance you're going to damage something there. Lifting pins is never a good idea. really, if I'm honest. So you know, if you just flip it over, just almost on the, I think the chip sort of sits here in this area, so just nearby you'll see there's 2 pads, and like I say, I think the tops are joined together and the bottoms, one's +5 and one's ground, or vice versa. I think it might be ground +5. So you want a wire to that pad, a wire to that pad, and a wire to that pad. And your central pad is going to be whichever of these 2 you've soldered to. That's going to be the centre of your switch. So it should be straightforward, I think. So there we go. I should perhaps use finer pitch wires to do this, but I'm quite comfortable with this. You can see I've got the blue joined across both of the common pads there that are joined together, and then the black's going to, I think it's probably the +5, and I've probably got those around the wrong way in the ground. I honestly don't care. The bottom line is one of them is +5 and one of them is ground. And I've just tested continuity on my meter to just make sure that neither of them are connected to each other, and neither of them are also connected to the common pad at the top. And that's it. The 3 wires then go off, and the blue wire will go into the centre pin of the switch, and then either side of the switch goes to the red and the black. So I'll now just get this back in the case with the shielding on, start to carefully reassemble it before I work out what I'm going to do with the switch, I think. There we go, that's working in 60Hz mode, I'm sure, because you get it skipping on here where, you know, the demo stuff. Start the game now, we'll just see what it sounds like, or hear what it sounds like. It's the samples when you're actually fighting and stuff, every punch and kick and hit and stuff. It's like breaking up just a little bit. I'm damn sure it's the arrangements, you know, the 50-60Hz thing is a problem. It's like the code was designed to run faster, and it's running on a slower system, so you hear the sound imperfections there as well. It's probably streaming from the PCM. I'm guessing now it should be flawless. Yeah, that's perfect. Not really sure what the controls are and stuff on this really for these characters and things. Cool game though, I'm certainly playing this bit. Sweet. I'll just show you where I mounted it. So there you go, just at the top there. It's in like a little slot inside the case. There's just like a little channel that's just enough, just wide enough to mount this double throw switch. You know, so it goes up and down. So I'll just stick a little sticker on there, 50Hz, 60Hz. I'm not bothered about the region. It's you know, the actual country. There's no way. You know, why would I want to change that? I don't know. If you can think of a good reason, please let me know. But I'm happy with that as the way things stand. What I might do, as I say, I might revisit this and swap out the EEPROM for a dual or treble sort of toggleable EEPROM. But I think what I'll probably do with that is tie it to the reset, so you can, I don't know, press the reset button or hold the reset button down a second or two to switch between the different countries. That's probably the way I'll approach that. I don't really want to add another switch on the back here. It's been tight trying to find a space for that, and it's worked out quite well. But you've just got to be careful, because you can see where the wires go inside there, just right next to the cartridge port. If you get them any further across, they'll stop your cartridge flap from going up and down, stop your cartridges going in and out. So yeah, anyway, that's worked out well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.